Nervy on the bench with Sav. Well within his range. He's a prodigious kick. Casbolt to the line, and that's to the near side. Not one of his best. Just under 6 minutes here, and the lead of 4 points in front of 47,266.
Hibbert gains a bit of territory, goes long back in the Casbolt direction. Petrarca has to go. Just such elite hands there by Casbolt. Lots of traffic inside 50. He'll pop it up. All Melbourne. Uncontested mark to Hibbert. Silvani confronted him in the goal square, forced the quick release. Hibbert's got to get it back. Silvani right on his hammer, wins the football, gives it to Wright. Right to Doherty, couldn't take it cleanly. Melbourne walking a tightrope right now. And Pedersen's taken down by Gibbs.
Gee, I'm surprised Silvani wasn't in the 10-metre zone there when he did play on. Very lucky not to give away the 50.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. Gawn the tap, but straight in the Gibbs direction. Hannon applies the pressure. Pedersen's wrapped up. Hunt tried to spin through the Fisher tackle. Petrarca likewise. Ball ricochets, and Hannon's away for the D's.
Hannon took a bounce on the wing, now goes to the one-on-one. Jeff Carlton gets down low, got to beat a couple here, Jeff. Hasn't got a lot of support at the moment. They arrive now. Hogan gets back to his feet, gives it to Melksham. Melksham with a low ball. Got it! Melbourne back in front. Melbourne in front by 2 points. Two goals in a row to Melbourne after Carlton kicked the first 3 of this last quarter. And Melbourne by 2. Look at the clock. Under 5 minutes. It's almost next goal wins.
This was his half-back line. It was almost, no, this was the goal. A further few kicks back, a kick that was smothered, that had bounced into a Melbourne's player's hands, then they were off.
Melbourne back in front, under 5 minutes to play. What a pulsating game at the MCG. Gibbs puts it out in front of Kerridge. He's taken down by Vince. The ball buried underneath the two of them.
It's that difficult time, Lee. You can't play to hold the game.
No, I reckon protecting the game's about the last 30 seconds these days, and there's a mindset thing too. You've got to keep attacking, particularly even the side in front, otherwise your mindset starts to defend.
Gone to Lewis, couldn't get an effective handball. Oliver bulldozed through into the path of Hunt. We know he's got some speed. Can he find some space? He can. He'll take on McCready. He'll go towards full forward. McDonald versus Wiedering. McDonald couldn't quite. Jones, the tidy up, and the Blues now with an opportunity. Here's Doherty. And he leaps up with Simpson at half-back.
Simpson has to look to push up a little now. I mean, he's been playing back 50 and covering really well, but when you're behind, you've probably got to push up that little bit further.
Dangerous kick, and it's picked off by Vince. A block. It's a free kick to Plowman. It's going to come back. Huge call. Lee wasn't the right one.
Yeah, I think he held his ground. It's hard to tell. So often that body used to protect the teammate goes unpaid.
McDonald couldn't mark. Curnow swung in the tackle. Will have a ball up.
$47,266 the official attendance, but it feels like there's about 60,000 down here at the moment. They're riding every bump, and Brendan Bolton's back down on the bench for the Blues.
Yeah, they're buzzing all right, Daisy, down there at the moment. There's no doubt about it. It's coming through loud and clear. Totally invested in the game, the supporters here at the moment, and so are these guys. They've just about used all the petrol tickets. Got to get the right people on the ground now. If you've got anyone on the bench, clear them out if you want them out there. Thomas, Murphy to Gibbs. What about that trio? Steps around one, got around another. Ball was knocked out in the tackle. Had the prior. It spills to Petrevsky-Seton. Went underground. Fisher, lightning handball. Thomas, little one. Doherty, Jenner, Murphy. Melbourne saved the day.
It's a 2-on-1. It's still there for the Blues. Here's Sheehan, throws it on the boot. High ball. They'll contest 20 metres from goal. Casbolt will arrive late. It spills to the back and Frost sees it over. Wonderful scrambling defence from Melbourne. Off the head of Hunt, back to Gawn. Ricocheted off his boot as well. Plowman and Kent. Kent works towards the line, keeps it alive, gains a bit of territory to a one-on-one. Jones and McDonald. McDonald front position, spills to Wiedering, had to release the handball, but it went straight to Oliver. Oliver, good vision, found Hunt. Now Vince steps around Kerridge, looks for something in the corridor and finds Neil Bullen.
He goes immediately. Gonna get there and try and spoil this attempt was McCready. Spills to Hogan. Hogan, McCready was right on the moment. He picked it up. Simpson did well. Handball to Wiedering. Got to be clean. Tom McDonald closing. Wiedering to the boundary line. He was under pressure. Never going to be deliberate there.
Well done, Mike McDonald. Just made sure that the Wiedering couldn't flick the ball onto his Carlton teammate to start the defensive surge.
Melbourne in a great position here. Cruiser, Tom McDonald, Cruiser with the backhander. Getting onto it there was Neil Bullen. Around the corner, Oliver to the square. Had a ping and missed. In fact, it hit the behind post. Did the bounce happen over the line? And then it hit the post. Must have been on the line. Melbourne by 2 points.
Carlton would have preferred the point. I would have thought you'd just prefer to have the ball rather than a defensive stoppage.
Cruiser uncontested down to Murphy, but immediately tackled.
Thanks, Mark.
Have a look here. Did it bounce over the line? Can't see from that angle. Before it hit the post. I think it was on the line, Jason.
Ball bounces past Petrarca. Wagner in there, McDonald as well, wrapped up by Curnow. Petrarca tries to break through the Curnow tackle, can't do so. Now a chance for the Blues. Jeddah's got to go over the top. He lost his feet. Thomas puts it into the path of Jeddah versus Simpson. Jeddah did really, really well. Massive ball from Neville Jeddah. Now Frost. Back towards half forward, McCready and Lamb. It spills to Petrarca at ground level. Can look up inside 50, find a target, Neil Bullen. What a ball from Neville Jeddah.
It was a fantastic contest. Carlton had to push forward, which they did. And they almost made it work, but when the turnover came, well, Melbourne then had enough numbers back in their forward 50 because clearly, as I said earlier about a minute ago, you had to push Simpson further forward.
Now he's got to forget about the clock here and just concentrate on kicking the goal. Don't worry about the clock. Kick the goal first.
35 seconds remaining. He gives it off. And that's really clever. Because now Jordan Lewis can go back and milk the clock.
So it's over now.
That is brilliant thinking from the Demons.
He doesn't know how long there is to go, of course. We know there's 19 seconds to go and about the same on the time clock, but Jordan Lewis would only know the time clock, not the exact seconds to go.
That is going to be a harsh lesson learned for the Blues. Melbourne are going to hang on. Jordan Lewis with the final kick of the game. And he slots it. The D's hang on in a thriller at the MCG. Melbourne 14-6-90. Carlton 12-10-82. The Blues devastated. The D's jubilant.
So Melbourne, huge win for them after the loss to Sydney. Before that, they'd won 4 straight, so they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They travel to Darwin next week to play Adelaide, and they will be delighted with that.